Hey guys, welcome back to Ace of Spades Tarot. I'm Aisling, and welcome to those of you who are new. I know it's been a while since I've posted. A lot of things have been happening, so it's just been a very busy time. So these are going to be, the last time we did readings was around summer solstice, so now it's about around the winter solstice and Yule. These are going to be energy check-ins for the signs: Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, or anywhere that, right now this reading is for Pisces, so anywhere that Pisces is prominent in your personal natal chart or in the chart of the person you might be cross-watching for. Cross-watchers are welcome. Just reminders to always take what resonates with your situation and release what does not. Time is fluid, so whenever this reading finds you, it's when it's meant to, and gender is generally fluid. So, tarot is about energy. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us, so don't necessarily get caught up in the gender roles of the key cards. And also, if you are cross-watching or if you're watching for your sign or whatnot, switch roles accordingly if needed. And if you don't find something that resonates here, also feel free to watch your other major placements in the sign. If you're your rising or your moon or your Venus, whatnot, as that might resonate with your situation more. Okay, so that being said, let's get started. As I've been doing for the other signs, I'd like to start with the Spirit of the Wild Unknown Animal Oracle cards by Kim Krantz. I've been using these for a long time, so I'm just it's like coming home to an old friend whenever I use them. So for Pisces, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars. Sorry, I was giving a reading earlier and I was on the other side of the table, so now everything is a little... Whew. Yeah, if you guys are ever interested in personal readings, that info is will be in the description box below. Mouse Energy is the first card out. So you might be feeling, mice are small, but they're also very hypervigilant. They're very kind of nervous. They also steal things, right? They steal little tidbits and hide them away in their lairs. If you've ever come home from a vacation or a winter away or a summer away or whatnot, wherever you are in the world, and a mouse has gotten into your house, you might notice their little den of goodies that they've kind of hoarded away. So maybe you're coming from this feeling of this, I'm getting a very kind of lack mentality from this mouse energy. And not just a lack mentality, but also kind of a fearful, mice scamper when they hear you coming. They're terrified. So it's like this lack mentality, also having, along with this kind of fear-based mentality, which is not great. Wow, then we have the Phoenix rising from the ashes. Okay, those two cards together scream to me self-sabotage, personally. It's like the mouse has to burn the house down, no pun intended, in order to rise from the ashes. Because, the Phoenix is a beautiful, beautiful energy, and these are two incredibly juxtaposing energies in terms of the cards. But what I'm getting in my head is the mouse who burned the house down to the ground, in order to rise, had to do it. But it seems fear-based, and that's what I don't like. So let's see if there's what else comes out. Ooh, frog, but in reverse. Now, the frog is typically a very cleansing energy. It's you know, it goes through such a metamorphosis to become this frog, you know, from the egg to the tadpole to the, it's, and the rain, this dark rain that kind of falls off its back, and the green of the heart chakra that is the frog, it kind of just, it falls off its back. It's like a renewal, right? So it's almost like it would be the minor arcana of the phoenix in a strange way. But certainly not related to mouse energy, although frogs, certainly if you approach them, aren't typically, they don't typically stay around, you know, they hop off as a mouse runs off. So you have these two cards surrounded, and I mean, I'm going to put it, it's in reverse, which means it's like maybe there's a stubbornness that you're not letting go. You're not letting something wash off your back. And that's what's creating an issue. Maybe you feel like you can't rise as the phoenix from the ashes and the flames if you're letting the rain cleanse you. You know, maybe there's a water fire element that is happening. And then we have the bear. So, you know, the bear is, you know, it's earth energy. It's so you have two cards of earth energy, of the mouse and the bear. Now, the mouse is afraid of the bear is afraid of the mouse. I've heard old nursery rhymes, and I'm just getting this from my guides. It's kind of funny. I don't even remember how the rhyme goes, but I'm pretty sure that both are afraid of the other, which is interesting because the bear is this, you know, big, cumbersome creature, but it's sturdy, it's solid, it keeps to its routine. It hibernates in the winter. It likes to hibernate. It takes care of its cubs, you know, and then it emerges, and it's steady. It's routine. It's solid. So these are really, really interesting energies. It's like you're trying to rise up from some sort of ashes of fear, but there's an inability to kind of release, right? And so instead you're going to stay in this kind of hibernation energy of the bear. This kind of, a bear is a bear. I'm going to do what I do, and, you know, and I'm going to, and if you think about it, it's kind of funny also because, again, that I don't know the nursery rhyme or whatever exactly it is with the mouse and the bear, but, you know, the mouse is that the little scared scavenger, whereas the bear is kind of the bold scavenger. So it's almost kind of like saying, you know what, fuck it. Excuse my language. I forget if I can post that. But, you know, I don't care. I'm gonna go into your campsite. I'm going to take all your food. The mouse is like, I'm gonna take your food, but oh my god, if the lights turn on, someone walks in, I'm gonna run away. You know. But the bear is like, nope. What are you gonna do? I'm a bear. I'm a big bear, and I'm here, and that's it. But, you know, it's slow moving. It's not skitty. It's not skittish like the mouse is. It's, you know, the only way you're going to take a bear down is if you have an animal bigger than a bear or you have a gun. And it's kind of like the awareness that you have this power, but is it necessarily a good power to feel? Because there's also, I'm feeling with the energy of this phoenix, it's like something stopped you from the ability to cleanse yourself of what was naturally meant to be a rebirth from, you know, from what you had burnt down, from the ashes. What was naturally a flame and a spark that was lit, that was meant to fly, it's like you shut it down, point blank, right? Like, nope, not cleansing. This is not going to heal me. This is not going to cleanse me. I am not going to be relieved of my sins. I am going to live with whatever, you know, whatever I feel, and I'm gonna halt it here, and I'm gonna become this bear of a creature of routine and habit, and I'm sturdy and I'm steady, and I will still pilfer her, the campsite. No one's going to stop me, but I don't really care anymore. That's the feeling. That's the feeling. Interesting energy. I'd like to go into the archetype cards, actually, which I haven't done for the other readings, but I'd like to see what archetypes come out. This is the Carolyn Miss Archetype deck. And we all have all of these, all of these archetypes within us at one point of our life or another, whether we're conscious of them or not. But I'd like to see, what comes out to kind of better clarify this situation, because this seems like a kind of disorganized, chaotic energy. It's interesting. Frogs are very much about transformation, as is the phoenix, right? And the readings I've done thus far for this series have had a lot of transformation. I think there's a lot of transformation going on, both having to do with astrology and also just where we are in the world, in this 3D world and whatnot, and heading kind of into maybe a higher ascension level of spirituality. But it's like you're stopping that. You're like, nah, I'm good. I don't need to transform. So, can we get some archetypes for Pisces, please? And it's interesting because one of my best friends is a Pisces. My mother, who is like a soulmate of mine, is a Pisces. So, I have a lot of near and dear Pisces in my life. Destroyer. And what did we say about burning the house to the ground, right? And it came out sideways. It came out like this, so like this. So, I feel like the mouse is skittish. It's like you're in the middle of deciding what you want to be. The light attributes of the destroyer are releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for a new life, which is what the phoenix wants to do and what the frog technically would want to do, except for the fact that it came out in the reverse. So the shadow attributes of the destroyer are intoxication with destructive power, destroying others' dreams or potential. Look how even the similarities between the phoenix and the destroyer. It's interesting. It's almost like in burning down the house, you burnt yourself down. I really want to leave it like that because that's how it came out. Take it. No, I'll put it this way. Take it for what you will, but it's like, throwing the baby out with the bathwater is what my guides just gave me. Sorry. That was... The martyr. The light attribute is learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause, and the shadow attribute is addiction to self-pity. Now, you have to decide for yourself whether you think that you are the martyr, because right now I'm not really seeing a martyr energy in these other energies, but I'm also not seeing someone that is transcending. So think about how the martyr plays out in your life, and if you are stuck in a cycle of perhaps self-pity, and instead of letting yourself burn things to the ground in order to grow, instead you self-sabotage and become the victim, the perpetual victim. And the last card is Don Juan. The light attribute is spotlights your positive, seductive qualities. The shadow attribute is using the power of romantic attraction for private agendas. So, I don't see the bear as the Don Juan. I'm sure the phoenix certainly could be, but this is someone that comes along with a lot of chaos, right? The destroyer, the Don Juan, the martyr. It's like, are you using a victim stance to, kind of reel people in, to avoid responsibility, to avoid certain commitments or certain things that you feel like you put in motion and then back out of? Are you, are you feeling sorry for yourself, basically? And are you just here kind of for a good time, not for a long time? The phoenix only rises from the ashes, if we're lucky in our life, once, twice, if we're lucky. And you're given the chance to be cleansed, and you choose no, and you choose to be the bear, and the bear, the bear's solid. The bear's, you wouldn't call it bear Don Juan. You wouldn't call it mouse a Don Juan. But, are you kind of just going through the motions to go through the motions without actually looking at why you're doing that? Yeah, interesting. Okay. See your current energy from the L key oracle deck here. It's she who in French, but it's, again, energy is fluid, so she who, he who, they who, it doesn't matter. So the energy of the card. For Pisces, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars. For Pisces, what is their current energy? Thank you. Just want one card. Thank you so much. She who surprises. Surprise, discovery, revelation. Another sign got this as well. I forget which one. And it's interesting because we're right in the time of the Gemini new moon, full moon, and you see all these kind of butterflies here. And so it's kind of that, again, that metamorphosis. But she's hiding behind these curtains, in the dark, like afraid almost to step into the light. Although it is she who surprises, but we're not seeing her make a move yet. We're just seeing her stay where she's at, so we'll see what the surprise is. At the bottom of the deck is she who hopes, or he who hopes, they who hope. Love, hope, relationships. So perhaps you want a relationship, and again, this is dark. You're seeing the dark colors. It's like maybe you want this relationship or a relationship, but you're not willing to compromise, and you see yourself always as the victim, and nothing ever works out for you, and you rather destroy. If sometimes, a lot of times, there's a reason why in the Celtic cross spread, there's a card that represents our hopes and our fears simultaneously, because oftentimes what we hope is what we fear, and what we fear is what we hope. And when we get one, we fear. It's like, oh, I got what I wanted, and now I'm terrified. Or if we don't get it, it's like, oh, but I hoped for it so much, And so there's, it's kind of like you have to be clear on what you want, because this seems, again, very disorganized in terms of who you are as a person, of your sense of self, of your sense of what you want. And again, this doesn't have to be you, Pisces. This could be the person that you're dealing with. And like I always said, reverse roles. Switch the roles if you need to. I'm going to go into the Infinity Oracle quickly and see if there are any messages, because these are pretty straightforward. And then we'll go into the tarot from there and close it off with an oracle message or two. Okay, let's see. Pisces, please, Spirit. For Pisces, please, Spirit. We had a flipper here. Self-sabotage. Did I not? Okay. I said it. I said it. Autumn. So autumn might have been important. But I said self-sabotage. It seemed like you were self-sabotaging. Record it if you didn't hear it. I definitely said it. Secret admirer. Ooh, you might have a secret admirer, Pisces. Or you might secretly be admiring someone. Hot and cold, self-love. And the bottom of the deck is heartbreak. Yeah, okay. So this goes right into, again, everything that we were kind of saying before, where it feels like you don't know what you want. Or someone in your presence doesn't know what they want. Self-sabotage, autumn, secret admirer, hot and cold. That's like a push and pull energy leading to heartbreak. But like, you know, it's like you can't. Okay, very clearly I'm getting a message that you feel like you have to choose between self-love and possibly loving another. Like you will lose yourself if you were to actually authentically, not Don Juanly, but authentically be in a relationship and not destroy it and not play the victim, and not play hot and cold, because it only leads to heartbreak for both you and the other person. Now this could be someone, again, doing this to you, and if so, I'm so sorry, Pisces, and I give you a huge hug, because it's an awful feeling. You know, it seems like, you know, with she hopes, or, you know, they who hope for romance, and in this card here, it's like wanting that thing, but then burning the bridge. It's almost like burning the bridge down that you sit on, you know? So again, that self-sabotage is the fact that that was the first card out, it's so relevant. So this could have happened this past autumn, it could happen next autumn, you know, a year. I'm getting this as recent autumn, but it could also be next autumn, so to be look out for. Secret admirer. We'll get some cards on that. Let's pull some tarot. I'm going with the traditional Rider-Waite for this deck. I was going to do something a little more interesting, but your reading is confusing enough, or not, I wouldn't say confusing, it's disorganized enough that I think going with a deck that is familiar might be, as the bear would say, a good thing to do. Sorry if that shuffling is loud. Hopefully it's... Tell me about self-sabotage, please. Oof, it's a lot of cards. They're saying take them. Ace of Wands, Judgment, Death, Nine of Cups, Two of Cups, Five of Cups, Two of Swords. I've never been told to take that many cards in my life. Yeah, it's like going all in, hearing the call, hearing the call, raising yourself from the dead. Then all of a sudden death comes in, right? It's like you've already just risen from the dead. Death comes in, feeling happy again. Two of Cups comes in. Two of Cups directly to Five of Cups. It's like, oh, I had these 2 cups, then I also had these 3 cups, they spilled, and then going right into Two of Swords and crossing your heart off and not knowing what to do. Wow. Okay. Let's see what's going on for hot and cold. And then hopefully we'll clarify and be able to bring this all together. Two of Pentacles. So we end with Two of Swords here, Two of Pentacles here. That's juggling. I mean, there's nothing better than juggling, you know, hot and cold. That is the Two of Pentacles. That is juggling. That is, you know, You can't keep juggling forever. You can't keep that push-pull going forever. The World card. Yeah, something coming to an end so that you can start, you know, you have the laurel wreath of zero, you know, here, which also represents the zero, so it's the last card with the major arcana. Then we start again with zero as the Fool card, you know, starts off on the journey again. You know, so it's all 4 fixed signs: Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and Aquarius. We have Scorpio again here. We have Moon and Libra energy here. We have Scorpio energy here. Oof. Oh. The 4 of Wands, but then we have the 4 of Wands. It's like maybe ending one cycle to be, maybe ending one cycle to be in, you know, this is Capricorn energy. Maybe ending one cycle to be in another cycle that you feel more connected with. This is a Mars and Aries energy. Unfortunately, Mars is retrograde right now in Gemini. So maybe you know, you haven't spoken, but this is a card of celebration, a card of wanting to be, you know, it's about solid foundations. Yeah, we have the Fool. We said the Fool, Page of Cups, and the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So, you know, maybe starting off again on this Fool's journey, it's like meeting somebody that is offering you. Page of Pentacles are, you know, pages are always messengers. It's earth energy. But maybe there's something imbalanced. And Pentacles, if they have to do with the tangible world, it could be about finances. Certainly possible. The Fool, you know, the Fool doesn't care. The Fool's on a spiritual journey, and he just, you know, takes what he has. He's got his, and he trusts the universe. He's going to fly or he's going to fall, and he's just, you know, he's starting the journey of pureness again with that white rose in his hand, and just, that's, you know, that's really all he needs. And then having this Page of Pentacles, you know, again, a message coming in, possibly earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You know, it's not much, but it's something. It's something. And then 6 of Pentacles, which is Taurus energy. You know, in the upright, it's about kind of equal give and take, but there's also this kind of haughtiness about the man, you know, who's giving out. It's like, oh no, I have this, here you go. It's almost, there can be a smugness to this card in a way. Like, I have more than you, so here, let me help you. But when it's imbalanced, it's like, do you do things out of the goodness of your heart, or you do things to prove that you can do them? At the bottom of the deck, we have the 3 of Swords followed by the Hangman, which is your card, Pisces. So, and the King of Cups, which is Scorpionic energy, but it's also, you know, water energy there. And followed by the Queen of Wands, which is Aries energy, but Pisces as a, you know, this is Scorpio energy, but Virgo as a side energy, and this is Aries energy and with Pisces as a side energy. And the confusion of the 7 of Cups, which is where I feel like you've been in. It's like you don't know where to go. You don't know where to turn. So I'm gonna put this. Just saw the Devil. I'm gonna put this back, and I'm going to grab clarifying deck. Why do we have the Death card here under self-sabotage? Why do we actually no? Why do we, let's look at Judgment. Or why is Judgment clarified by Death? Thank you. Why is Judgment clarified by Death, Spirit? That's a better way to go about it. Why is Judgment clarified by Death? No. I just saw the Moon, so if that comes out again. Why is Judgment clarified by Death? The World. Again, so the end of a cycle, right? And it's right next to this world. So yeah, just ending things. But I mean, we had and death again. So it's interesting because it's like you had this fire, you had this call, you understood the call, you rose up, it's not in the reverse, and yet you had to shut it down. You had to shut it down, and that made you happy. Now this could be something with work. It could be like, take things as they resonate for you. It could be something with work. It, you know, again, this creature, this character, somewhat smug in the Knight of Pentacles. It's wish fulfillment, but it's a smug wish fulfillment. So let's see, Tower. Can I get one more in the Tower, please? Oh. Judgment. This wants to, it wanted to come out, it refused to go back in, and it came out in reverse. Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is like, he's the Lothario, he is the Don Juan. So, you know, it's like, again, that Tower is that destroyer, that burning to the ground, any happiness that you had, burning to the ground, making sure it's burned, still hearing the call of judgment, trying to be that Knight of Cups, that Lothario, but it's not authentic, right? It's not authentic. Even though you knew whatever situation you were in, whether it be something with work, with family, with friends, with a lover, with whatever it was right for you, because, you know, you're then crying over spilt milk. You're crying over the fact that you have missed out on certain situations and you can't make decisions and you're stuck in your own head. I mean, you're completely stuck in your own head here. Why is the Seven of Cups here? This is Venus and Scorpio energy. Again, it's very much kind of like that Knight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, heartbreak, Page of Cups. So maybe someone's, you know, maybe this is coming after a heartbreak, not realizing that you only fools rush in with the Fool here. I don't know where that came from. I don't even know if I've seen that movie. I hate romantic comedies personally. And then the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So it's like someone giving you this. It's interesting. The Page of Pentacles, it's like mirroring. It's almost like whatever situation is almost trying to mirror you, you know, or you're trying to mirror them. But yeah, on the split is the Moon. So it seems to be under a veil, right? It seems to be under this kind of, this veil, like this cloak. So I don't know if you know, when sometimes we meet people in our lives that trigger us, and they trigger certain aspects of ourselves that we prefer not to look at, so we close the door, but then they keep popping up, right? Judgment keeps popping up, Tower moments keep popping up, like, you know, something reminds you, heartbreak, you know, keep popping up. So it's a for us, you know, in this 3D world, as we have these very human emotions, it's important, I think, to address them and to not bury them and to confront them. You know, like if this Five of Cups just turned around, he'd see that he had two cups here still standing, and he could, you know, see the path to the bridge over the water to his castle over here, but he's just still staring at those three cups that have spilled. And it's like, if we live in the past, we'll never ever be able to reach the future. If we live in the future, we'll never be able to live in the present. You know, we live in the past, we can't live in the present. We live in the future, we can't live in the present. So it's up to you on where you want to live, you know. And the way I'm seeing it is that I think there are things that possibly, you know, this is a very it's Cancer, but it's also Pisces for me as a reader, the Moon. You know, it's typically it's a dog and a wolf, but here it's almost like two wolves, you know, separated by a divide, howling at the same moon, you know, but alone on either side. So you have to really consider what is it that you want. Do you want to stay in a state of Five of Cups, of perpetual closings and death cycles and new beginnings and push pull and hot cold and endings, or do you want to turn that frog upside down and let yourself be cleansed and really like allow in the rain, allow in the feelings, allow in the vulnerability, allow that phoenix energy, that spark, that, you know, that fire that takes over your body when you're passionate about something or someone, or, you know, whatever it is, you know, that just engulfs you, and you rise up and you're invigorated and you are reborn, whether you want to feel that, or if you want to feel constantly like that, the victim martyr, you know, destroy just to say, oh well, everything was destroyed, you know. And I mean, that's your choice, Pisces. I'm going to finish off with a symbolon, which is kind of like a blind spot of our personality card, because this reading was definitely interesting. Again, personal readings, if you'd like one of those, if you're dealing with a situation, which some of you might be, please feel free to email me, and we can set something up, because I do much prefer to do personal readings in terms of connecting with energy, and it's where I can really help. So for Pisces, please, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Pisces, please. Oh, and you got 2. Okay. So here are the 2 cards that you got. It's going to take me a minute to find them, because those are the 2 cards, just so you can see them. Just give me 1 sec. I think one is like the Gambler, but I'd like to read for you because they're pretty on point. But they don't. I apologize. Feel free to fast forward, because I know this takes forever. It's just that the book is very small and my eyes are not so good anymore. But let's see. It does not want to be shown. It does not want to be shown. Where are you? I'll try to link this together so it can skip through this. I apologize. No. Okay, this is really driving me crazy. It's got to be here. Okay. 112. Okay. Oh, so the energy is Virgo, Pisces, Mercury, Neptune. Deception, the illusion, the deceit. The image shows people who are being fooled by a trickster. He deceives them. He pulls the wool over their eyes by appealing to their greed. He manages this by letting them win 2 minor sums so that they lust for larger sums of money and risk a higher bet. This card says either you are fooled right now or you try to fool others, and it is not really clear which of both variants will be better for the salvation of your soul. Interesting. So a riddle within a riddle of a reading. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Let's see what the second one says here. This is... okay. It's Capricorn and Pisces energy, Saturn and Neptune, the Moira. The Moira, plural, Moirai, in ancient Greece, were the primal mothers of all gods of fate. In facing them, there were only 2 ways to act. The first was to feel helplessness and curse their deeds, and then to run away as fast as possible. The second, to admit that fate exists and that its judgments make sense, even if we don't always understand them. This card says this even more precisely. Fate is a fact. It is enormous, 1,000 times bigger than you. You cannot influence it. There is only one reaction to face that could help you: agreement and respect. So, kind of a tough reading there, Pisces. I've, kind of heavy energy. But I hope that you got something out of this, and I hope it clarified something for you in some way. Have a beautiful solstice and Yule season, and I wish you love and light. Namaste.